we're supposed to be on the dyno, but instead I'm changing a dead alternator. Now luckily alternator removal is really easy. Drive shaft out, suspension fork out, bracket out, wheels off, all the alternator gear off, and then there it is, hiding, sitting there. Pull it out through here. There's a drive shaft in the way normally. So I pull that one out, taking the bracket off, put the new alternator in there somewhere, let it chill for a bit, put the bracket back on, and then try and sort of shimmy it back onto the bracket. It's in there with its big positive on and the plug that goes in the back of it. There's a few different Civic alternators, of course there is, so you have to make sure you get the right one. Here we go. Hey! It's charging! It is. That's awesome. I'll give you exactly one guess of where this is gonna go.
In the bin. All right, people, it's time.
It's happening.
This is what all the work is when we actually get to go drive it properly. But this is pretty much the last step.
Civic has a working alternator.
Yes.
It even has a gear knob. Put a gear knob on it, like a big tall one, because the short shifter was so short. It's got a working gear knob. It's got an alternator that charges, and it's got a coolant temp gauge that works. And we've wrapped all the wiring up now, so it's like the wiring side of things is done.
Amazing. All right, so now we go onto the dyno. We make 76 kilowatts.
93.
And then you'll all be coming with us on this epic adventure of VTEC proportions.
VTEC power, people.
How are you feeling, Martin?
I'm really stoked that the car's even driving, really. It's pretty awesome. I'm excited to see what it does after all this time, but I know we haven't done much to the engine, so I'm not expecting miracles, but we've also put a lot of time and effort into it, so it could be good to see it just work.
Yes.
It doesn't need to make big power, I just want to see it work, you know?
And this is its first drive, reversing at 1 kilometre an hour, and it's working, isn't it?
It is working.
We did, so it got towed here. Did we talk about this yet, Martin? It got towed here from a wheel alignment.
Yes, exactly.
Because the steering wheel was like 180 degrees out. What?
I thought that would put it back to normal, but that would be 360 degrees out would be
correct.
Normal.
Yep.
So it's pretty much upside down.
Good. Let's
go see
now's the time. So we've got tuning fork and Dave. There they are, just out there. Hey boys. Hello. There they are. And Martin, I'm going to get out. I don't actually need to be in here. I was just sitting in here for the dramas, really, because I've driven a total of 10 meters. There it is, going on the dyno. I will just quickly find out, because they're very good at this, how much power is it going to make today? No thinking, just go for it. Tuning fork, hello mate.
Hello mate, 91 kilowatts. 89.5.
Who's 89.5? Who's that person?
That's Vaughn.
Are we allowed to film him?
Absolutely.
Are we allowed to film you? Do you work at Haltech?
Yep.
What do you do here?
Sales and tech support.
Okay, good. How much power is our Honda Civic going to make? B16B?
99 kilowatts.
99 kilowatts. Who else is over there? Who are you? What do you do? I'm not going to show your face, you're too good looking.
Hello,
How much power is this going to make?
This car is going to make 102 kilowatts.
Wow. All right. Oh, and Martin, did I even ask you yet?
93, I've been saying it the whole time. We're making 93.
70.
Narrow spread
Seven.
to be a winner.
77.
I think we've got 4 within 89 to 91.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to the 0.1 of a kilowatt.
Do you remember how much power my Mini made?
110.
108,
Or have you blocked that out of your mind now
108,
after the ethanol supercharged incident that we don't talk about? No, when it became B16B, do you remember? What it did?
We can pull it up on the dyno. I think it was 108.
Okay.
But remember that engine was a bit fancier than this one.
Yes. But a bit fancier engine than that one in a Mini that weighs way less than that. What we're saying, so the Mini will thrash the pants off that.
I think it would, yeah.
Okay.
But this thing's got weight on its side, and all of these chassis now, all of the Honda EG, EK, like that sort of realm.
They're tight, aren't they?
They're tight, and the power that this thing needs, and I still claim it that this with 150 kilowatts, which I know is not what this is going to make.
Yes.
On the street with the right Type S gearbox in it, still one of the fastest cars I've ever driven to like up to 80, 100 k's an hour, which on the street, realistically, that's where the fun bit is anyway.
And is that what your plan is going to be with this?
I think so.
Stop trying to sell it to everyone.
No, because
I think so. What do you mean? Sorry, I don't know.
No, because whoever gets the right dyno number today gets to keep the car.
Ah, very good. All right.
Hang on, he's in charge of the dyno number.
I think that we can fix it. You know what? The truth is we can't actually fix the dyno number on the dyno, but we can adjust.
My number then?
What are you changing your number to?
It's going to make 500 kilowatts.
Perfect. Bit of a bump.
Yeah.
Cruise on forward, we'll make it. Yep, keep going. There we go. There we go. Yeah, clutch in about there. Handbrake off and we're away.
Okay, the car is getting strapped down, ready for our power run. Now, there's a particular strapping procedure that needs to take place when cars are making high power. That is not the way this one is getting strapped down. Of course, whoever gets the closest guess
This just
to
gets
the
a wheel
figure,
chock.
gets to keep the car. So if it gets 77 kilowatts, that's what I'm going for. The car is mine. And if it gets 100, what do you say, Martin?
I said 93.
If it gets 93,
I reckon I'm too
Martin
high.
gets it, which is, I mean, it is Martin's car, so that would be only fair. But if
Wait,
it's 77, oh, it's
77, it's your responsibility forever.
77, and
You
it's
have
mine.
to do everything.
If it gets 77 kilowatts, the link down below will be to eBay or Facebook Marketplace or something like that. So keep your eye out for that.
We just spent 5 minutes doing some low load stuff, just checking things, making sure that the coolant temperature sensor was reading correctly and the oil pressure sensor and all the stuff that's sort of important. But what we've noticed is we do not have...
VTEC, our VTEC's gone
In the bin.
No yo.
and so there could be a number of reasons why that is the case, of which I don't know any, but Scott is about to tell us. We did put a new VTEC solenoid in, and it does appear to be connected.
There's a new solenoid. First, we'll just make sure that the pin is on the right spot, which it looks to be. And then the wire color looks to be right. So what we might try and do is we'll pulse this manually and just see if we can hear it clicking out here.
Excite it.
And if we can hear that clicking, we'll then figure out what's going on. All right, so give us a second, we'll get something happening there.
Stick some 12 volts on it and see if we can make it go click, 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 which is what it does when you're at reps.
Might be something like it's on the wrong output or a pin backed out of a connector or something.
Might be something simple. But no VTEC means we're not going to make much power. What would we make no VTEC? Like 60 something, right?
Yeah. I'd really hope that it'll make 50 or 60 kilowatts. Say about 60, no VTEC, and hopefully VTEC
62 with VTEC.
15, 20 kilowatts, something like that, I'd hope.
Oh, that gets us up near the 77.
That's what we're going to do, is just grab some positive energy, which is what we're sending to our VTEC, and we're just going to see if this VTEC solenoid will go. A little bit of love. Yeah, there it goes, hear it? So next step to see if we can solve it is to now just hotwire 12 volts from where our loom is down the bottom here and see if that goes through to the connector and through to the solenoid, which is in pin 34, 33, 32 according to this. So here we go.
Yep. Okay. Still going, right?
Yeah. So what Scotty's doing is he's setting up a basic table, more like a test, so that when you put the throttle down, which is now working.
Now working.
That's basically a way from within the software to check that the solenoid is actually doing what it's supposed to. So now we just need to make sure it's actually configured as VTEC correctly.
For sure. Because the reason I kind of rough it in like this is only that you'd have to keep doing power run after power run.
Yeah.
And there's no point. So
this proves that it is wired correctly, and now we just got to set it up. Yep, that'll work.
all right, ready?
Yep. No VTEC. Sad face.
VTEC, no.
So Marty's on the phone to JDM Yard at the moment and trying to find what might be a problem. Martin, did you find anything out?
Yes. So sometimes VTEC is. Well, this is interesting because we've got an aftermarket ECU. We can control when things are happening, and there's no more control than just putting 12 volts to it. So on a normal Civic, it has to do with wheel speed, like it won't VTEC under certain speeds, but we don't have to worry about that because we can set that ourselves.
Yeah.
Potentially, our solenoid is just bad.
Really?
It could be as simple as that.
Okay.
Like it's ticking, but it's not actually allowing things to change and move and change the passage of where the oil goes. We're going to do some basic stuff too. So they're going to bring one out, which is cool. They're in like 15 minutes away, so they're going to bring one over, a spare. So we're not waste our dyno time, which is awesome. So thanks, dudes.
And they'll also be here then on like at ground zero. Like we'll have proper Honda experts here with us.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Honda experts, and we will hopefully, at the very least, be able to see if our solenoid potentially is bad, but also I'm a little bit worried about, I'm actually more worried about the coolant temp being really high.
Yeah, okay.
Because we don't know, this motor's never run for us. It could have a busted head gasket.
We said like a while ago that for all we know that engine's just boned.
Totally
and the
boned.
reason it's a project car is because it doesn't work.
Maybe it got pulled out of a car because VTEC was broken and it was overheating. Like that'd be enough for you to go, man, this car's stuffed, get rid of it. We don't know. This is where we learn it. We've done all this work to put it together, but now, potentially...
K-swap.
No K-swap.
Oh, sorry.
Doesn't need its beast, man. This is all about B.
Sorry.
This is a B series, B car.
Sure
Let's
is.
not get crazy.
That's the way it should stay.
It should stay that way. We're going to work it out. So we're going to let it cool down. We're going to check our VTEC solenoid. We're going to burp the cooling system and make sure we've got oil and all those sort of basics. You like my goggles?
Why are you wearing the goggles,
To keep the wind out of my eyes.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Let's see what's going on.
We just pulled the valve off the side of the engine just so we can look at it and make sure that we're not crazy and that things are actually moving. And if you push on this, you can see what the valve's doing. It's basically changing the path that the oil takes. You can see when you push it that there's oil squirting around. So things are moving. We don't know for sure that they're moving exactly how they're meant to, or potentially the biggest and worst problem we could have is that the cams are just not moving.
Yes.
They're just not moving. Even with as much oil pressure as you want through it, they're stuck for some reason. There's like a dowel pin in the cams or something on the caps. It could be that, and it could have always been a problem, and we've had no way of knowing until we actually tried to VTEC it.
Yeah.
So the JDM guys are going to bring another solenoid just in case.
So we try that first because that's the easiest and quickest thing to do, and then after that we're pulling rocker cover off.
It's head work and stuff then if that's the case. But let's try this first anyway.
We'll pull the cover. If it's not that, we'll pull the cover off, and then we might just mechanically go through and feel each of the arms and see what's stuck and what's not.
Either way, it's got to cool down for some time anyway.
Yeah.
Right, so we have a replacement VTEC, the whole thing, so the valve, the solenoid and the actual valve thing. Before we try anything else, we're just going to slap that on, because hopefully, if we're lucky, it'll be something really simple like our valve is just bad. Failing that, it's rocker cover off and check for dowel pins and O-rings and other things to do with the VTEC. So, the VTEC, chasing that VTEC.
What is it?
Looks like we might have worked it out. It looks like our VTEC solenoid, the body part was okay, but it looks like our top bit was not the correct matching parts, are potentially off a different model.
There's different VTEC solenoids?
That's been the theme with this engine generally. There's just different T-bracket, different side mount, different this, different that. There's so many little changes, so maybe we've got screwed.
Is a B16A VTEC solenoid different to a B16B solenoid, for example?
B16A, no, they should be, depending on what year model.
Yeah,
so that's maybe what did it. Maybe we've got the wrong year model.
This one is off the earlier model solenoid.
So we've got an early model solenoid, and now we've got...
Hold on, so we need the later model solenoid, but for an older engine.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. This is all very mysterious.
This is aftermarket. It suited the older model solenoid. Where the fittings and all that are different.
Right.
So what we've got now is this is the one that Kit brought along with him, as that belongs to that valve body.
Yes.
All we're going to do is swap our top on because it's got the correct plug, because this has the correct plug for the aftermarket ECU. But otherwise, it's the same.
Hey, Martin.
But these bits are different.
Martin, I don't want to ask this question, but I do. If we just kept the VTEC solenoid we already had, would this have been fine?
Quite possibly.
Good.
Yeah. But I mean, look, we also
updated everything.
We could have kept so many other things.
Yes, we also could have just not bought this car off Facebook Marketplace.
We could have just bought a
that's not
Civic
in the
that
spirit
already worked. Imagine doing that.
Well, it would have cost less. We did the numbers recently. We'll probably put that in a blog post soon.
I don't want to discuss that. Not discussing that bike.
All right, so the new solenoid is on, and now it's time just to give it a go. I believe what we're doing, Martin, is just doing like a low RPM VTEC test.
Basically, we're going to engage VTEC and just see if it makes changes. We should hear it. It should be so obvious.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed. Let's give it a hit.
What kind of sound should it be making, Martin?
Bah!
All right.
Like that.
All right. Let's do it. Am I doing? Turbo!
You ready to give it a crack?
This is VTEC. We've got VTEC.
This is it, everybody. This is what we're here for. Hey! All right, let's go.
Come on, little car.
77 kilowatts and the car's mine. If it makes more than that, Marty gets to keep it.
Makes 93. Wait, anything over 7. Okay, here we go. The moment we've been waiting for, everybody.
Full tilt.
VTEC.
Go.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, VTEC. There it is. Yeah, VTEC. Dude, it made massive power. Huge power. I have bad news for you, my friend.
The VTEC worked.
The VTEC works, but look what it worked up to. It worked up to, or am I... 77 Yes! Dude, it's mine! It's mine! It's mine! It actually so is good. Legit. Thank you. Exactly. Turn it off. 77. Turn it off. Give me your keys. Whoa! That's it. Turn the fans off. Whoa! Turn it off. Scotty, that's it. Thank you. It made 77. Thank you very much, everybody. You were totally right. Out you get. Give me my keys. Get the out of my Honda. Get out.
He's serious.
Does that mean we're actually done?
We are done. That's the end of this video. Thank you very much. Scotty.
Thanks, Scotty.
Thank you so much.
How are we going to get off the
awesome.
Dyno?
That was
very welcome.
so good. Thank you very, very much.
Thanks for having us again. Pleasure.
Thank you very much, Martin. You put a lot of work in. You're a good friend, man. You're so good to be hooking me up and everything.
You just have to make me one promise. One promise. It can be yours, but one promise. No cliffs.
No, I won't throw it off a cliff.
Okay.
No. You're
not going to throw this Civic off a cliff. Just promise everyone you're not going to throw this Civic off a cliff.
I promise I will not throw this Civic off a cliff.
Good. I've heard you say that cliff word a few times and Civic in the same sentence, and I don't want it.
I've got a Civic.
You got a Civic.
I can't actually believe it. Someone out there is going to call fake. I'm telling you, I genuinely made the guess.
What did it make?
Made a deal.
77.0 kilowatts.
You must swear on your professionalism.
Yeah.
Yep, legit. It made 77. I'm happy to admit it.
Thank you very much. I'm going to share. I got plans. I've got such plans.
Oh, God.
Thanks, everyone. That's it. Thank you, Scotty. Thanks so much. Martin, you did a great job, and you should be proud of what you did. Good job. You did something. All right. Let's go.